Good morning everyone. In previous video of transition series we are discussed about the iron complexes. In that video we are able to find out that iron is exist in so many oxidation states due to availability of d orbital. However, out of all these oxidation state, iron is stable in two oxidation states, that is +2 and +3. We are able to know about the naming, that is ferrous or ferric, in that video. And another thing, we are able to find out the color complexes or the reactions shown by that complexes. In today's video we are going to discuss about a new element, that is cobalt. Firstly, cobalt has a configuration, outermost configuration, that is 3d7 4s2. And like other element we discussed in our previous videos, cobalt also exists as a in the ore form of ores, that is pis, cobaltite and linazite. Now we are going to extract the pure cobalt from the ore. We consider the any ore changes into their halide form. Then we attack with the calcium hydroxide in order to get the cobalt hydroxide complex. Further, cobalt hydroxide complex is react with the calcium hypochlorite, and in the presence of water it changes into cobalt trihydroxide. This trihydroxide changes into spinel. This spinel is a new concept for you. Spinels क्या होते हैं? This is a family of AB2O4 type. इसमें क्या होता है कि हमारे पास जो ए और बी होते हैं, ये क्या होते हैं? कैटाइन होते हैं. दीज आर कैटाइन्स ऑफ ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट, दैट इज +2 and 3. These are called normal spinels, and if the one of the three oxidation state is existed in the that is BA2 AB type, AbO4 type, out of which B is exist in +2 oxidation state as well as +3 oxidation state, that spinel is called inverse spinel. Now from spinel, when we react it with the carbon, we extract the pure form of cobalt. Traces of nickel in the ore can be removed as a volatile of nickel carbonyl 4. This is considered as an impurity. Why? Because we are more focused about the cobalt here. So other element present in the ore is considered as an impurity. So we have to remove that impurity. If nickel is present in the ore, we have to convert into nickel tetracarbonyl 4. The metal is finely treated with the electrolytically method using solution of cobalt ammonium sulfate as the electrolyte. If the metal we extract, that is cobalt here, is not very much of pure concentration, in order to increase the purity of that metal, we treat it further with the electrolytic reduction, where at the one end we attach impure cobalt with it, and on the other side the pure cobalt is get extracted from the electrolytic reduction. Now we discussed about the properties of cobalt. Cobalt is hard metal, lustrous white in color. It is malleable and ductile. The ductile word means it has tendency to turn into thin wires. It is also ferromagnetic but much less than iron. Ferromagnetic, or I explained that when the number of unpaired electrons are present in the particular element is more, so it get the property of ferromagnetism, and it is also have a tendency to show ferromagnetism but less than iron. It melts at 1495 degrees Celsius. It is not attacked by air, that is it is show inertness towards the water, towards the air. The electrode potential shows that it is less reducing agent than iron. So here we just do comparison of this with another reagent. It show acidic reaction with the sulfuric acid and changes into corresponding sulfate. In the similar manner, when the cobalt is treated with the nitric acid, it changes into particular nitrate of oxidation state 2. It is not attacked by water, but if it is attacked by water in the higher temperature, it changes into spinels. Next is we have to discuss about the compounds of cobalt. Firstly, we discuss about the cobalt of a compound of oxidation state 4. The highest oxidation state of shown by cobalt is +4. The common example is cobalt oxide. Fusing sodium oxide with the with cobalt oxide gives sodium cobalt oxide. See, here we able to find out that these reaction is compound is not that much stable, but if we replace it with the larger ion instead of sodium, we use cesium. This complex get extracted. So we cesium to cobalt tetrachloride undergo fluorination and we get the desired compound. Another thing is when the cobalt halide is react with the base and the chlorine, it changes into particular oxide. Cobalt 3 oxidation state is strongly oxidizing agent. It readily changes into cobalt 2 positive and having reduction potential of 1.84 volt. Higher the positive reduction potential, more will be easily it will be reduced. Lesser will be the value of reduction potential, more easily it will be oxidized. So by with the help of this we are able to find out that whether the reagent is act as a better reducing or oxidizing agent. Due to their high reduction potential, it can be readily oxidized. Water cobalt 3 positive when react with the water, it changes into cobalt 2 positive and what hydrogen H positive ion is evolved. Next is when cobalt difluoride is react with the undergo fluorination, it changes into oxidation state 3 fluoride. Now in this examples the structure is quite important. So here the basic which is a highlighting factor is the interlinkage or the linkage between these two complexes. Cobalt it's pentamine, but the linkage of here is a linkage through NO2 compound is linked through via one side oxygen act as a donor atom, while on the other side nitrogen act as a donor atom. The another possible linkage of N2O2 is whether both the nitrogen are act as a donor atom, or whether another possible linkage is oxygen act as a donor atom in order to attach with the two cobalt atoms. That's why these structures are important, because there is different linkages are possible. Next is cobalt pentamine, that is oxy linkage basically discussed here. Via oxygen bond these complexes are linked. Next complex is cobalt 2 positive oxidation state compound. Cobalt 2 positive is more stable than iron 2 and cannot be readily oxidized to cobalt 3. Cobalt 2 form number of complexes which are stable when the base is added to cobalt 2 solutions. Cobalt 2 hydroxide separate out as a blue precipitate. Here we able to find out that cobalt 2 positive oxidation state octahedral complexes is in equilibrium with the cobalt tetrahedral aqueous state. So the most common example of cobalt 2 is maybe it exists in octahedral form, maybe it exists in tetrahedral form. These two forms are equilibrium with each other. Addition of chlorine ions to the pink solutions. This is of pink color and the color change shows that maybe its color is yellow. So we are able to find out that whether the complexes exist in the octahedral form or in the tetrahedral form, because it show color transition. If it is in octahedral state, it show color of pink, and if in present in the tetrahedral form, it show yellow color. The planar complexes of cobalt 2 are formed with several bidentate or monodentate monoions, dimethyl glycosate, The another octahedral complexes are also known as cobalt hexaaqua complex or cobalt hexamine complex. What kind of question come from this topic is only the magnetic moment. We have to find out the magnetic moment in which we these kind of complexes are given. Firstly, we have to find out the oxidation state. Like as I solve it for you. K2 positive means the complex have two negative charge. In order to find out the oxidation state of cobalt, we let it assume as X plus. Chlorine has 1 minus negative charge and overall charge is minus 2. So we get the X is plus 2 oxidation state. That means cobalt is exist as plus 2 oxidation state. So the outermost shell electron shows that 3d7 4s2, 2 electron will be eject out and we left with the 3d7 configuration. Now 3d7 configuration we have to arrange it in according to the rules. For 3d7 that means 3 unpaired electrons, 3 unpaired electrons, so we are going to apply n into n plus 2 rule. That is 3 into 3 plus 2 5, that is root 15 Bohr magneton. The question will become in the exam like that. We examiner provided you direct oxidation state cobalt 2 positive or cobalt 3 positive. Otherwise the question will be most probably come in the form of complex. Firstly you have to find out the oxidation state, then you have to find out the electrons, then you have to draw the orbital diagram in order to find out the unpaired electrons, then count the number of unpaired electrons and put it into the n into n plus 2 formula. The square root value, higher the value of this Bohr magneton, more will be the paramagnetic character. In this complex mainly the structural part is important and these kind of questions are asked only. Otherwise rest topic is not that much important. Thank you.